Welcome to the On Deck podcast for all your baseball DFS needs with your superstar host, fantasy baseball experts, Casey, Bubba, and Bogman. On Deck podcast is sponsored by LineStar app, the #1 top-rated data and analytics tool for daily fantasy sports.
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the On Deck MLB DFS podcast, brought to you by the wonderful people at LineStar Sports. Make sure you check them out there on the Twitter at LineStar MLB and at LineStar app to get all the up-to-date news through all the sports. Go check out LineStar NFL while you're at it, because you're going to want that here pretty soon.
It's coming up.
It's coming up real quick, my friendo. And make sure you get all the good stuff there and download the app in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store to get all the good, fun stuff and things you'll need to build your winning DFS lineups. You can find myself on Twitter at BDendrick and my wonderful co-host, as always, on Twitter at Bogman Sports. Scott Bogman, how we doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. A little tired, not getting used to the time adjustment. I had to wake up early, which is a rarity for me because I'm usually staying up late. Yeah, I know. But you're up early every day. So, and being a dad, I know you get less sleep and all that stuff. I'm not used to it at all. So, zero shares of children. Zero shares of waking up early over the last decade for me. So, but I'm getting through it, and look, D-backs win again. So excited about that. We had some good performances pitching wise. I mean, Woodruff was amazing. Robbie Ray struck out 14. Giolito was pretty good too. So some good pitching performances today for sure. And then Sano hit the longest homer of the year.
Yep, 495 feet, just absolute bomb. So yeah, it was a fun NFL or a fun MLB slate. You have info on the brain. I got drafts all week. You got stuff going on. It's ramping up. I got some new episodes coming out on LineStar here very soon. So get ready to check all that fun stuff out. But the Giants tried to give it away. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I try not to swear too often on Twitter, but I literally got home, turned the game off, and watched Little League mistakes take place in the ninth inning to try to give that game away, and I was losing my S. Yeah, it was straight up like I want guys fired on the spot. I am in playoff mode right now. Like, this is ridiculous. Can't have this. And they tried to give that game away, and the way the Dodgers are playing right now, you cannot afford to do that. So hang on, boys. But yeah, lots of fun. Baseball is getting fun. It's almost September, stretch drive. There's a lot of teams still in it. So we're going to be with you guys all the way till the end. Don't you worry. We'll be getting you ramped up 5 days a week, MLB DFS content. That includes tomorrow's Thursday slate. 9 awesome games on tap for you. Sorry, we don't have the Angels and the Orioles to do another just onslaught of offense. I apologize for that. We don't have them again, but we'll take care of it in some other spots, I promise. It starts out with a game in Philadelphia. The Arizona Diamondbacks versus the Philadelphia Phillies. Zach Gallen versus Zach Eflin, the battle of the Zacks, but one with an H, one without. Over under of 8.5. Eflin coming off the IL, so who knows how that's going to go. Gallen was good his last time out. He's 7,200 on DK, 79 on FanDuel. Eflin's 93 and 87. I'm going to stay off of Eflin because of the whole IL, and he wasn't that great before he got hurt.
The Gallen, landmine-ish.
Yeah, so
Eflin.
I'm kind of fading pitcher here, I think, though.
I like Gallen. I think if he was priced up after the last good start, I think I'd be out. But at this price, and his last start was at Colorado, and he was solid too, I think I'm in on Gallen. So I'll go with him. And then if you're looking at Arizona bats, Ketel Marte, Carson Kelly went deep tonight. Varsho has obviously been good. Peralta's been solid. Pavin Smith has been good. So there's some bats there for Arizona for sure, and they are cheaper than other bats. So I like maybe a little Arizona stack, and I like Gallen.
I don't mind Gallen if you want to get freaky with get it. I don't mind it, but I'm probably going to fade it. He's a good value, especially on DraftKings, but I do like some D-backs bats. I'll be going back to that fun there. Ketel Marte, Josh Rojas only really pay up spots, but Smith went deep. I love Peralta's value. He just continues to produce like the old Peralta for now, so enjoy that while you can. And you mentioned some other guys, Varsho, Walker, Smith. Like, it's lots of value to be had against Eflin, who gets hit hard, gives up home runs, and it's Citizen Bank Park. So it's a good recipe for some more D-back success. It really is. All right, St. Louis at the Pittsburgh Pirates on this one. We have Miles Mikolas going against Mitch Keller, who was supposed to go Wednesday, got moved to Thursday. Over-unders 9. I am attacking both pitchers in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is just a stack game for sure. Not really interested in either pitcher. So for me, there's a little PVB data here. Brian Reynolds, 6 for 15 against Michaelis, 3 doubles against him, 2 for 4 with a double and a homer for Goldie against Peters. And then Tommy Edman, Lars Nootbaar, Yadier Molina have been hitting. Satsugo, Newman, Stallings, and Moran on the Pirates side. So I'll stick to just bats here.
Yeah, Goldie double donged on Wednesday, so you can go right back to that train. Got no problem with that against Keller in this one. Like some Tommy Edman leading off. Carlson's back. So, yeah, a little Cardinals action. Don't mind it at all. They're so tilting because their offense just goes sputtering at times. But like Goldie double donged, but Skubal struck out like 10. It was ridiculous how that game went. And then Pittsburgh, I always get suckered into them because they're playing like Mikolas, massive pitch to contact, third start off the IL, hasn't been overly effective. So guys like Brian Reynolds at his discount, I think is a great play. If you want to mix and match a few other guys, you can, or just take a Reynolds one-off. I think he's a very, very strong play, especially in cash games this evening. Minnesota at the Boston Red Sox. Our good old buddy Johnny Gant taking the bump against the Red Sox against Chris Sale. Over under of 10 on this one. Sale is 10-2 on DK, 10-7 on FanDuel. The one thing I'll say before I hand it off, Sale's been great, outstanding. Only 5 innings in both starts and no more than like 82 pitches. So they're still babying him, which slightly concerns me. Still like him, but concerns me a little.
Yeah, and this price is a little expensive, but I think the price is going to chase some people off, which makes me a little more interested. So yep. I think I'm going to stick with him as a play, which makes me really off of Minnesota bats. I mean, Donaldson does have a good track record against him, 10 of 33 with 5 bombs. So if you want to go with Donaldson, I get it. But other than that, I think I'll stick to Boston bats here. Renfroe, Verdugo, Kike, Schwarber. I'll pick out of that group, and I'll go with Sale.
Yeah, I don't mind Sale at all. He's tournament only, though. I can't trust him in cash like we usually could just because if they just let him go, I'd be all in, all aboard the train. But tournaments only for Sale. The Red Sox stack's very much alive. Devers will go deep tomorrow, promise, because I had him on Wednesday, so you're welcome. You got that going for you. Don't mind the Renfroes of the world, the whole stack, Bogarts and company. But I will say I don't mind a little more Minnesota action. Donaldson, you mentioned the BVP. Sano's bomb on Wednesday. He can hit anybody once every like 6 at-bats maybe. And then Jorge Polanco's been absolutely outstanding. He went deep again on Wednesday. He's putting up double-digit points now in 7 of his last 9 games, and he's still way too cheap. So cash games, tournaments, Polanco is just a great play. So I like a little Minnesota action if you want to be contrarian. I get it if you don't. Chris Sale is a beast. But if they limit him, that's at least 4 innings of bad Boston bullpen. So think about that one. San Francisco at the New York Mets, wrapping up their series there. Giants going for the sweep. Alex Wood, Carlos Carrasco, over under of 8.5 on this one. Wood is 87 on DK, 82 on FanDuel. Carrasco 75 and 59. Wood has looked much more like the Alex Wood at the beginning of the season in his last 2 starts. So I'm going back to that well on this slate versus the Mets.
I'm in on Alex Wood as well. I mean, the Mets have scored 2 runs or fewer in 6 of their last 7 games as well. So they are absolutely not hitting. So give me Wood, and then Belt, Lamont Wade, Dickerson has been hitting too. So I'll pick up some Giants bats as well. So, but Wood is what we want here.
Yep, we all want Wood. You can put that on a bumper sticker if you'd like. But and I don't mind the Giants if you want. Carrasco's been okay a couple times, and he's gotten beat up the other times.
Just 80 pitches is kind of his limit right now. So I'm not really interested.
So attacking him is an option. That is 100% sure, but it's all about the Wood in this one. Get Wood, folks. Texas at Cleveland. Jordan Lyles versus Sam Hinches. Over under of 9.5 on this one. Lyles 6K 66, Hinches 65 and 56. Texas's offense is horrific. I still can't bring myself to use him.
Yeah, you can't. He's just not going to go deep enough. So stick to Cleveland bats here. Jose Ramirez, Ahmed Rosario, Miles Straw, Daniel Johnson. Yu Chang went deep tonight. Nathaniel Lowe has been hitting a little bit. Andy Abanya has been hitting a little bit. IKF starting to come around too. So there's some Texas bats to be had, but for the most part, just the Cleveland bats.
Yeah, I love my Cleveland stacks. I always started with Ahmed, J-Ram, Franimal. Franimal went deep on Wednesday. You mentioned Yu Chang, super cheap on both sides. And he does this from time to time, and he did it on Wednesday, has those big games. Zimmer's been having some big games. Daniel John's there's some sneaky value. Austin Hedges went deep. So you can go those routes if you want. Otherwise, it's all about the usual suspects there. And then if you want to go Nathaniel Lowe, who's been outstanding actually of late, which is crazy, and the name change must have did it all. You can. I just can't find it in me.
I want to get his splits as Nate versus Nathaniel.
Okay, that sounds like something I might have to do while I'm doing a draft tonight. That sounds very I have to go back to Baseball Reference. Will probably have the day the name changed, and we'll have to go have some fun with that. All right. Another one. We already have John Gant on the slate. Another one of our friends is pitching tonight. Washington Nationals versus the Miami Marlins. Over under 7.5 on this one between Patrick Corbin and Eliezer Hernandez. I'm sorry, that total's way too low. Corbin's 82 and 72. Hernandez 76 and 76. I don't mind Hernandez as an SP2 in a tournament if you want. Otherwise, I kind of like bats on both sides here.
Well, hold on now. I'm going to make an argument.
Don't do it.
I'm going to make an argument for Patrick Corbin, right? And look, if he lets me down here, I'll just be done forever. But he was good his last start out, and one of his few quality starts this year was against Miami on June 26th. 6 innings, 3 earned, 6 strikeouts, no walks in that game. So, the price is pretty cheap, and nobody wants to buy Corbin. So, maybe you want to have interest. I'm not going to, maybe one lineup I'll have Corbin in. I'm not going to, stack him everywhere. And there's some good PVB against him too. Miguel Rojas, 12 for 29, a double and 2 homers, 5 for 18 for Jesus Aguilar with a bomb and 2 doubles, 3 for 7 for Parra against Hernandez with 2 doubles. But Lane Thomas, Juan Soto, Alcides Escobar, Yadiel Hernandez went yard again today. Have all been hitting. And on the Miami side, if you're smart and not starting Corbin, Jazz, Alfaro, De La Cruz, Jesus Sanchez have all been hitting recently as well.
What I will say is you're not wrong in your idea of Patrick Corbin. Could he do this? Yes, he's done it a few times this year. And you look at Josiah Gray, he was great. And Eric Fetty was great. Tons of strikeouts in that Miami offense. There is no doubt about that. And that allows you to give up a few runs. Not going to argue that 1 second at all. I am just, me. So that's just where we're going to go on this one. I get it. And the one thing I will say, which is going to be quite interesting, I think when we do see this game go down, Fetty was like the chalk pitcher on Monday. I wouldn't be shocked if Corbin is chalkier than people think.
Okay.
Which makes me want Miami more. We'll see. Maybe the people listen to us and they're just like, no, Corbin's bad. We'll see. But I get your logic. I 100% agree with what you're saying. Not going to discount that. But I do like my Miami bats. You mentioned Rojas, Aguilar, Brian Anderson went deep on Wednesday. Don't mind going back to like some Lewis Brinson action as he kind of quieted down. Probably get him some low ownership. You can have some fun there as well. So get some Miami action, and I like my Nats tonight. I stacked them up in one of my 3 lineups to be contrarian against Cabrera, who wasn't as popular as I thought he'd be, surprisingly. He just didn't get the strikeouts. He pitched great. But Yadiel Hernandez and Lane Thomas, like you mentioned, super cheap. Yadiel went deep for me tonight, less than 3% rostered. Outstanding. Soto did nothing, which sucks. But I'll go back to him. Josh Bell went deep for me on Wednesday. So there's a lot of options in this lineup, and they're very affordable. Very affordable. So you can get a cheap Nat stack and pray that they keep hitting against Eliezer, who I like, but when he gets hit hard.
Yeah.
So it's something to keep in mind. Los Angeles Dodgers at the San Diego Padres. Get your popcorn ready. Max Scherzer, Yu Darvish, over under of 8. Darvish coming off the IL. I get it. Some say it was kind of just a go get your mind right situation. We'll see.
Right.
And then you got Scherzer, who's 10-4 and 10-5. He's been absolutely outstanding. I'm going to let Darvish see if his mind's right. I'm going to 100% use Max Scherzer.
Yeah, I mean, Scherzer's the best option on the slate tonight. So even against a good Padres team, but the Padres have been fading fast. They really need Darvish to get in here and get right. But there's PVB on both sides. Frazier against Scherzer is 5 for 13 with 3 doubles and a bomb. 2 for 5 for Profar against Scherzer with a double and a homer. 12 for 46 for Hosmer against Scherzer, 3 doubles, 2 homers, and 3 for 11 for Pham with a double. But it's more for me about Scherzer, and then Turner, Taylor, Pollock has been good. Muncy has been good. And then Myers and Machado have been hitting as well. So maybe Machado will actually hit one over Pollock tonight. We'll see.
Well, and then even Pollock had that robbery on Tuesday night in the second inning, top of the second. Will Myers robbed a home run against Kyle Seager. It was an absolute awesome. Like, it's been these two teams every time they meet, it's theater. It's absolutely amazing stuff. So I think we see it again. I'm all in on Scherzer, and this West Coast action. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the offenses on the West Coast. There's 3 games. This is the first of the 3. And I'm just going to kind of watch it. Like, give me a 3-2 game. Give me a kind of boring game. Give me Scherzer. Let's see how it rolls and go from there. New York at Oakland. We have Jameson Taillon going up against James Caprillion, over under of 8.5. Taillon 78 and 92. Caprillion 74 and 84. I can understand arguments for both pitchers. Caprillion even pitched great against New York in Yankee Stadium earlier this year. I just respect both offenses. I respect both pitchers. I'm pretty much just off this game.
Yeah, I mean, look, I like the price of Tyon on DK. 7,800 is really, really good. So if you want to go that way, if you can't decide on a secondary pitcher, if you're not really in on Corbin or Wood, I understand going with Tyon, but I'm more bats here. 4 for 7 for Gallo against Caprillion. Stanton's been hot. Velasquez has been hot. Voit, Judge, Sanchez, depending on who's in the lineup here, of course. And then on the Oakland side, Marte, Olson, Jan Gomes, and Josh Harrison have all been riding a heater here. So I'll probably just go with bats, but I get wanting to go with Tyon.
Yeah, I get the pitcher side. I'm with you though. If I use bats, like I love Olson against Tyon because when Tyon gets in trouble, it's versus powerful lefties. Like Olson's a great play. Like I love that play. The A's, if you want to stack them, just haven't been consistent. Like I like the Luke Voit value. Like if anything, I'd use the Yankees for value, hoping they take a brilliant. Give me like Voit, give me Andrew Velasquez, give me some of the cheap pieces, and see if they go off and go that route. It's just some good baseball, playoff type baseball games on the West Coast tonight, except for the last game. But before we get to that game, make sure you guys give a rate and review on iTunes of the podcast. We truly would appreciate it. Again, 5 stars, and then you can give all the constructive criticism you want. It's got to be 5 stars. Those are the rules. I don't make them up. If you want to know, talk to LineStar Tyler. Just saying. He didn't make that up. Please don't go talk to LineStar Tyler. But what you can do is also, if you'd rather not listen to the podcast like on your phone, you have to watch us and watch me like probably turn red right now, I'm guessing, or watch some other stuff. Go check out or make me my crying motion earlier in the show to Bogman. Go check out the LineStar YouTube channel and give a gold subscribe and the thumbs up there. A lot of fun stuff and more stuff coming your way as the football season gets ramped up. But last game of the evening, Kansas City Royals at the Seattle Mariners in this one. Brad Keller, Yusei Kikuchi, over under 8.5. Keller's 52 and 7K. Kikuchi 73 and 77. Kikuchi coming off a horrible start, but we know he's much better than that. So I could see it in a tournament if you want. Keller at 52 is my favorite punt play on the slate. I'd almost use him in cash. I think 7 of his last 9 starts have been really, really good. He's just Brad Keller, and people forget he was this guy last year, and everybody wanted to draft him in fantasy this year. He's actually a pretty good pitcher. Pitch mix change happened. I love Brad Keller tonight.
Yeah, and 2 quality starts in a row, so I think he's got to be in play, which kind of takes me off of Seattle bats as a whole, and then maybe some KC bats. Lopez, Merrifield, Benintendi, Rivera, Dozier have all been pretty good. If you're not going to go with Keller, which is completely fine, Seager is 3 for 5 with a double against him. Ty France, Mitch Haniger, Jake Bowers, Abraham Toro starting to pick it back up too. So there's bats to like here, but I'm more in on Keller. So I think he'll be my secondary pitcher in most of my lineups.
100% with Keller, because you can put Keller with like Scherzer and get all the bats you still want. And I was breaking it down. You look at Keller's game logs, which is not the best way to give analysis, but you just look at his fantasy points per game, which is all we really care about in the end. He's putting up the same fantasy points per games as Scherzer's putting up, as Chris Sale's putting up, as Alex Wood's putting up. And that's pretty good. Like we know Scherzer's got the ceiling, but he hasn't shown it in a while. He just hasn't. So I'm not saying don't use those guys, but it still should show a little more validity to what Keller is doing, is what I'm trying to say. So I like him. If you do want to fade him, though, I think France and Seager as a 2-man stack is great. Both swinging just ridiculously hot bats right now. But give me Keller. Don't mind some Kansas City love. Merrifield, Salvi hit number 34 today. 34 home runs, Bogman. He could hit 40 home runs this year. Salvador Perez, people, the catcher,
playing every day.
40 home runs.
When he's not catching, they're throwing him at DH. So
that's why I had him over Realmuto. I'm just crazy like that. Like I love Salvi, so I don't mind them and some other people. Like I stack the Royals all the time. People know that by now. But I think this is a game that will get some good pitching. Again, these 3 late night games, I'm not like in love with any of the offenses like I like in some early games. So something to think about. Recapping things, Boggs. Who are your top pitchers on this slate?
I like Scherzer, Sale, and Gallen are my top 3 with secondaries of Wood, Keller, Tyon, and Corbin.
Yeah, I'll go Scherzer, Sale up top, and then like it's a big drop off for me to like Wood, Eleazar, Keller, and like I said, you can talk to me about Kikuchi and Caprillion and Tyon if you want. I get them all. Like you mentioned Corbin, I understand these plays. Just not. I'm trying to. I try to narrow it down. And that's where I'm narrowed right now. Where are you stacking things up tonight?
I like my D-backs on the road against Philly. I like St. Louis on the road.
Real quick. For all you that listened all season, it's now again my D-backs. Remember that. It's back to my D-backs now. You guys just heard that, right? If you didn't, go check out the YouTube channel because it happened, okay? My D-backs.
I mean, they've always been my D-backs.
But you basically threw them in the trash for a while there.
Well, I mean, because my team made me so mad to watch. It raised my blood pressure. It was literally unhealthy for me. So I had to step away for my health. It's me and Urban Meyer had to do that. So,
that's when you're supposed to come back as a Giants fan, because Urban only comes back for championships.
Me and Tito Francona. I mean, obviously, his way more serious, but
go get some ice cream after every game. He loves it.
But my D-backs against Philly, St. Louis at Pittsburgh, Boston against Gant. I like. Then maybe Cleveland against the Lyles. There's not much else I like. Maybe the Yankees against Oakland, but those are my favorite stacks.
Yeah, the standout offenses are early. Like you mentioned, St. Louis against Keller is always great. I could even see like an argument for some Pittsburgh bats. It's just they're so Arizona I like quite a bit. You mentioned Boston's a great stack. Cleveland's a really good stack. But contrarian-wise, Minnesota, Washington. Oh, we want Miami too. At least I do. So,
I suggested Corbin maybe.
Yeah, so. I know. That's why I said I want Miami. But it's gonna be an interesting slate. Like it feels like a slate that part of me hopes Boston doesn't go out because everyone's gonna be on Boston. Because you look at all the different options on this slate where it's like these guys, they're pretty good, but they're not like a lock-in. Like we usually have like 3 lock-ins. Like give me the Angels and the Orioles. Give me like this. Now it's like Boston's like in a great spot for John Gant, and then there's like these other like pretty good spots. And so it makes for a fun evening where Boston's going to be chalk, and you're just like, okay, as much as I like Boston, maybe if Boston doesn't go off, we're going to be good tonight. So we'll see how that one goes. All right, everybody, the time you've all been waiting for. I've just blabbered long enough for everyone's enjoyment. Go check out LineStar on YouTube at the LineStar app and at LineStar MLB, and they tweet out all the great stuff I talk about: home runs, lineups, news, all the good stuff. But they also tweet out the home run calls of the day. And on Thursday, you'll get myself, Bogman, and Roland is stepping in for the rest of the week. Roland joined me when Bogman was moving, so you guys know who Roland is. Obviously, if you're a LineStar sub,
maybe
you see
we'll
him in
actually
the chat.
Get a home run.
Yeah, no doubt. It's been a rough go here. But Roland's in the chat all the time, so he's the Mr. Denver in the chat. And we'll give our home run calls of the day. If you retweet that tweet, 1 lucky person or 3 lucky people get paired up with all of us. If we get a home run finally, you'll get some more free swag. So Bogman on Thursday, August 26th, who's your home run call of the day?
When in doubt, go back to Goldie. I'm going to go back to my first baseman because he was on my D-backs for a long time. Paul Goldschmidt is my home run call tonight.
I love it. I love it when you get kind of jaded like that. It's so great. I just love that.
Mine.
It's mine, people. But I'm gonna go to. I got to do it. I have to go into Miami Marlins on this one. Give me Jesus Aguilar. Jesus Aguilar taking Patty Corbin downtown on.
We got to double up on this Amazon bet.
Wait. Okay. What's the bet?
I mean, double or nothing. We can go, and I'll say Patrick Corbin gets a quality start.
Quality start. Okay, double or nothing. So you might get 2 really cool things to put up in your office from Amazon. If not, we're even. But we're gonna go
one big thing. If I win again, that's fine.
Oh, that's easier for me to get then, because the smaller things are kind of like, I don't know. Could you really open that on air? That might not be funny it's funny for us, but probably not for the show. But this could be different. So
it'd be hilarious, but we'll get fired, right?
Exactly. Probably cancel too. But yeah, let's see. Patrick Corbin quality start. I love it. Let's do it. Deal is done. So everybody will have to tune back in on Friday's show to get all the good stuff there. Check out Bogman on Twitter at Bogman Sports. I am at BD Hendrick. Good luck, everybody. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to the LineStar app On Deck podcast. Download LineStar app from the App Store or go to LineStarApp.com for all your DFS baseball needs. If you love the On Deck podcast, support KC, Bubba, and Bogman by rating and subscribing. Good luck.